Mr. Vice Chairman, Sir, many brilliant speakers have preceded me. At the outset, I would like to tell you that this report has pointed out very empathetically that the autonomy of the radio and television must be maintained. The principle of autonomy has already been enunciated by the Chanda Committee. This is a very brilliant ideology which must be accepted. There is no doubt about it. While going through the bill which they have reproduced in the report, we have many doubts about its implementation, which I should be very humbly pointed out before this House. The first and foremost question is autonomy of Doordarshan and All India Radio, because apparently these mass media are to be influenced by the government party in power, and departmental resignation is expected. Sir, it is very fundamental that we have to examine how far this autonomy can be expanded. Until the AIR and the Doordarshan have their own economic allotment, until they are self-sufficient in their finances, so long as they go with a beginning bowl to the government, how far the proposal can be implemented is a moot question. Sometimes we criticize in the House that there is politicking. It was there earlier, it exists today also. When a national perspective is emerging, if we compare the questions, we will see that when they approach the government for money, when the service is regulated by the government, it is expected that they act according to the whims of the departments and the authorities concerned. While we are going to have such a change, we see in this report what is reported to be happening in other countries of the world. Only very recently, France has enacted a law which has been reported in this book, where they have said that the parliament in France has made an act. And what are the cardinal principles they have accepted? They have accepted that a reorganization be made and established a service. The service is controlled by a board of governors comprising half from the state, 2 from parliament, representatives of the program companies, and 2 representatives of the staff elected by the unions. Now, when we come to this problem of reorganizing our structure by giving more autonomous powers, we will have to consider the fact that it more a size of continent, a problem which the people of India have reorganized on linguistic basis. Learned Senior Counsel for the petitioner submits that as per allegations in the FIR registered at the instance of Ravinder, his elder brother Sukhbir, aged about 45 years, was suffering from paralysis and was disabled from one hand and one leg stop. It is further stated that 1 year ago, petitioner number 1 and 4 entered into their house and attacked his brother Sukhbir and caused him injuries. Stop. It is further stated that his brother informed him on 28 May 2021 that Lakha pressurized him to compromise the case, otherwise they will kill him. Stop. On the date of incident, sister-in-law of complainant, namely Sushil, had seen that Sukhbir, son of Surinder, was taking Sukhbir with him in the street. Stop. Thereafter, he did not return, and later on, his dead body was found near a school stop. It is asserted in the FIR that his brother Sukhbir was murdered by after hatching a conspiracy stop para. Learned Senior Counsel has argued that during the investigation, the police arrested all the accused persons and recorded their disclosure statements, and thereafter challan was presented stop. Learned Senior Counsel has referred to earlier FIR number 256 dated 18 September 2019 under section 323-324 registered at Police Station IMT Rohtak, which find mention contents of present FIR and submits that as per allegations in the said FIR registered at the instance of deceased petitioner entered their house, and when he asked them they caused him injuries on the pretext that if he again teases the sister of Sukhbir and Leelu, he will be further taught a lesson stop. It is further stated in the FIR that aforesaid two sons of the petitioner caused him injuries, and thereafter the petitioner also came there and took his sons with him, and while leaving stop, both of them extended threat stop. Learned Senior Counsel has further argued that after completion of investigation in FIR number 256, challan was presented only against sons of the petitioner, as he was found innocent and is not facing trial. Therefore, allegations in the present FIR are yet to be proved whether the petitioner extended any threat to the deceased to compromise the earlier FIR in which his son Sukhbir is accused stop. It is also submitted that motive, if any, is attributed to sons of the petitioner and not to the petitioner, and he is nominated in this FIR only with the aid of section 120B IPC that he was part of the conspiracy stop para. Learned Senior Counsel has next submitted that the petitioner is aged about 51 years. He is in custody for the last about 1 year. He is not involved in any other case, and the case before the trial court is fixed on 25/7/2022 for framing of charge, and it will take some time in conclusion of the trial stop. Status report by way of affidavit of investigating officer, in which after verifying the facts of the FIR, it is stated that during the investigation, post-mortem of the deceased was conducted and were arrested, and they recorded their disclosure statements, and in pursuance to the disclosure statement was recovered. Start. We, however, proceed to examine the evidence on record to satisfy ourselves as to whether there was any evidence from which it can be proved that condition number 2, that is, threatens to cause death or hurt or conduct of the accused, gives rise to a reasonable apprehension that victim may be put to death or hurt was established stop. The complainant PW1 in his cross-examination stated, "My son was not physically assaulted stop. My son did not complain me about bad behavior or assault of anything stop. My son was kept in a good health and without any kind of problem. My son stop." PW2, the victim himself, was examined, who was 13 years of age at the time of examination stop. In his cross-examination, victim states, "I was not assaulted nor having stab beating on my body stop." They treated me in a good manner. Stop para. Thus, neither PW1, the father of the victim, the complainant, nor the victim says that any accused threatened to cause death or hurt. Stop. The evidence which was led before the court suggests otherwise, that the victim was not assaulted and he was treated well in a good manner as was stated by victim. Stop. Now coming to the second part of the condition number 2, that is, or by his conduct gives rise to a reasonable apprehension that such person may be put to death or hurt. Stop. Neither there is any such conduct of the accused discussed by the courts below which may give a reasonable apprehension that victim may be put to death or hurt, nor there is anything in the evidence on the basis of which it can be held that second part of the condition is fulfilled. Stop. We thus are of the view that evidence on record did not prove fulfillment of the second condition of section 364A. Stop. Second condition is also a condition precedent which is requisite to be satisfied to attract section 364A of the IPC. Stop para. The second condition having not been proved to be established, we find substance in the submission of the learned counsel for the appellant that conviction of the appellant is unsustainable under section 364A IPC. Stop. We thus set aside the conviction of the appellant under section 364A. Stop. However, from the evidence on record regarding kidnapping, it is proved that accused had kidnapped the victim for ransom. Demand of ransom was also proved. Stop. Even though offence under section 364A has not been proved beyond reasonable doubt, but the offence of kidnapping has been fully established, to which effect the learned sessions judge has recorded a categorical finding in paragraphs 19 and 20. Stop. The offence of kidnapping having been proved, the appellant deserves to be convicted under section 363. Stop. Section 363 provides for punishment which is imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years and shall also be liable to fine. Stop. In the facts of the present case, we are satisfied that the appellant deserves to be sentenced with imprisonment of 7 years and also liable to pay fine of ₹5,000. Stop. The judgment of the learned sessions judge and the High Court is modified to the above extent. Stop. The conviction and sentence of the appellant under section 364A is set aside. Stop. Start. Speaking at the Conference of Women and their role in development of society, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh said, "Ladies and gentlemen, it is a matter of great privilege that India is chosen as the venue for holding the conference dealing with the role of women in society. There is a keen awareness in the world today of the need for full participation by women in economic, social and political life of the community. If half the human population consisting of women does not participate on equal terms with the men, it is not possible to ensure full development of the society. We are aware that in our country we have always given a place of honor to our women. The father of the nation said that it was his belief that the role of women in development of society is very important. The fundamental rights further guarantee rights and freedoms both to men and women without any difference. It is necessary to note that we have a large democracy and the government tries to protect the economic, social and political rights of each individual. We have taken several steps in recent years to improve the position of women in India. We have set up at the national level a national committee on women welfare for ensuring increased participation of women in developmental activities. A national plan of action for women has been prepared which has identified the priority areas of employment, education, health and family welfare to enable women to participate in all aspects of development. There has been considerable progress of women in school and higher education and literacy and in opening up of new areas in vocational and technical education. But we should not be satisfied with this. There is much more to be done, and in spite of the efforts put up by various governments, the attitude of women in the present day society has not changed. Therefore, it is necessary to bring in a legislation to provide them with assured places of position in the government. The new plan should be able to define the role of women and their place in the development of our nation. The supersession faced by women should be given up and there should be equal partnership and understanding both at home and outside. We have great leaders. We have great resources. We will definitely achieve our goals soon. Letter from Pitman Publications, New Delhi, addressed to the Principal, Shorthand School, Hyderabad. Dear Sir, we have received your order of the 10th instant and have pleasure in informing you that the consignment of books will be sent to you within a week. We thank you for the order and we wish to assure you of our best services at all times. With regard to the issue of discount on our publications, we wish to state that it is not possible for us to extend a discount of 20% as requested by you. As you know, the encouragement given to the art of shorthand is declining and the capital invested on publishing the costly books gets blocked. Consequently, it is necessary for us to stick to our policy of 10% discount. However, as a special case, we would like to allow a discount of 15% to you. Hope to receive your order soon. Yours faithfully, Manager.